So again, as I said, welcome to another beautiful Thursday yin. We're getting ready with cobbler pose. We're moving left and right. And the beauty of this practice is to get to a place of surrender. So let's start moving there. As you walk the hips backwards, start to lean forward. You'll start to notice my head come into the frame more and more. And the whole point of that is because I'm leaning forward and walking forward with the hands, right? Leaning forward and walking forward with the hands. The hips are going further back. And I'm creating a beautiful circle. A beautiful circle. And as we've discussed many times before, what we want to do is bring that heart towards those feet. So using a little bit of the elbows to bring a micro movement. And as you can see, it just brings me lower and down. Right? And eventually working my way to get my elbows onto the ground. And once I find that, I just move a little bit more further and try again. And again, I'm closing my eyes, I'm going inside, and once I get into a comfortable way, I want to find that comfortable edge. Now, where is the comfortable edge? It's with the breath. So as you keep walking your hands forward in your cobbler pose, slowly start to exhale. More and more and more. And you'll notice the inhale will reciprocate almost spontaneously. And as you're moving forward and forward, your heart center is moving toward your feet. Your head is heavy, everything is flowing, and you're just walking out those hands a little bit further, heart towards the feet, slowly dropping those elbows and going from comfortable to comfortable edge by starting to breathe deep and long and peaceful. And as we start to deepen that breath, we're going to find that space between now the comfortable edge and what we call yin, or what we call relaxation. There's many synonyms for it, but it's an experience. And so wherever you are, just relax your hands in a comfortable position, relax your elbows in a comfortable position, relax your head in a comfortable position, let your chin tuck. And as you hold this, all you're doing is breathing, right? And this is what we call full surrender. When the breath starts to move you in and out of the posture. We were just at the heart. As we relax the head, start to aim the crown of the head towards the feet, or even in front of the feet, right? Feel like a waterfall of energy. As you find your cobbler pose, sitting on the bolster, very supportive, very wonderful position to take for our first position as we open up the hips, right? Breathing all the way in, breathing all the way out. Starting to get that deep internal massage. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. You can literally ride the wave of your emotion and motion. And as you breathe in, you can feel the chest expanding, the abdomen expanding. Always aim to have a happy Buddha belly. When we inhale, we don't want a tone, abdomen. We want a nice, open, loose, happy abdomen. Right? We call happy Buddha belly in our core class. Really happy. And then, of course, we can push and have rock solid abs, of course, going all the way back towards the spine and feeling lots of strength and stability on the exhale, but also a lot of release. Because when you exhale very deeply, you break up the fascia, you break up the patterns that no longer serve you, as the posture just naturally brings you back into alignment breath by breath. Right? Yoga is a lifelong journey. And so it's a daily practice. It's really hard for people to realize just how important the daily practice is to yoga. Because if we don't have that daily practice, we may try and achieve too much. We may want or desire, right? Which is not a bad thing. It's just something that is not yoga. Yoga is to be here now, right? Always progressing. That's the nature of practice. But there's no aim. So have an aimless aim and a joyful joy as you continue to breathe all the way in and all the way out. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Let's make it nice, strong Brahmari. Good, guys. Beautiful first pose. Slowly coming out. Walk your hands behind you. Open up your knees nice and wide and drop one knee down at a time. One knee down at a time, making it all the way to the floor. One knee down at a time. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good, guys. Beautiful work. Okay, so today, coming forward onto your mat, bring your right knee out in front. We're going to take the bolster today and we're just going to put it under our legs for a supported pigeon today. We do all sorts of different types of pigeon. Supported pigeon is a wonderful pose, right? It's kind of like an in-between deer pose. And we've learned a lot about the benefits of deer pose, right? It's a very, very powerful posture. So just slipping in that bolster underneath, right? You saw how I got into it, right? I'm just in deer pose, right? That's all I am, with my right knee forward, right? And all I'm gonna just do is just open it up and just sit on it. Good, and that means the legs in front, it's nice and safe, right? Feel nice and comfortable. And then I start to open it up. So what you can't see is behind you, right? My leg is starting to shoot out, right? It's behind me all the way. And now I get to move side to side as we've done in the past many times before. But again, shifting left and right, shifting left and right, you start to feel it in your shoulders, right? When you feel it in your shoulders, you feel it down into your hip, right? Moving it left, moving it right, moving it left and right. Good, feel, feel, feel. Good, we're making our way into it, right? That's the best part. So now slowly, slowly onto your forearms. Again, same thing, moving left, moving right, moving left, moving right. And again, just like looking for gold, right? We're sifting through that sand, right? Moving it around. And when you feel ready, slowly, slowly, start to bring your elbows out a little bit wider. And then bring your forehead towards the top of your hands or the floor, whichever you prefer. Again, if I put my head down, the voice changes, which is fine. For a little bit of the practice, that's okay. But for right now, I just want to just teach through the posture, so I'm not going to drop my head. But for you guys, please drop your head. That way you get into the full surrender. And if there's any discomfort, just come back up. Make any adjustments or changes, and then go back in. And so again, as you continue to deepen, right, through pigeon pose, so full surrender, see what it's like to really lengthen out, arms straight, right, press back, right, so it's arms straight, but pressing back so you can feel it in the hip, right, that leg behind you, stretching all the way, and then get into a place, just like before, where the breath starts to lift you up. You understand, you hold it, you feel it, you exhale it, you release it. You understand it. Inhale, bring it back in. And that's the communication. It's a call and response. It's like listening and speaking, right? The inhale, the exhale. There's a motivation, there's a communication, there's an attention, there's a reciprocity between the two. And we've said it many times before, but one of my most favorite realizations about the breath is that it comes and goes but never leaves. It comes and goes but never leaves. So each time you inhale, each time you exhale, right? The breath comes, the breath goes, but it truly never leaves. It's always there with you, always waiting to come back in or to go back out, right? But it never leaves. That's an interesting phenomena, right? And as you deepen that breath, everything starts to get a lot softer, right? Because again, the yin is that dark, that linear, that female, that soft aspect of ourself, right? It's not something that we have to achieve, right? There's no challenge. The challenge in yin is trying to get to somewhere you already are, right? If chemicals through anesthesiology can knock us out for hours, imagine, the journey that we can take within ourselves to find that level of peace. Because if it's possible from the outside in, then it's not impossible from the inside out. It's not impossible, right? So it just gives us some motivation, some inspiration that we can take control over that, which sometimes our bodies feel like we have no control, especially when we find dis-ease, right? And that's where that dissonance comes in. That dissonance is not part of you, right? It is a part of you, but it's not part of you. There's also something else. There's space. There's more matter. There's more mystery than there is matter. The matter is there to teach us, to tell us, to guide us, to challenge us. And again, it's just life stuff. Breathe into that life stuff. See what you have to learn from, see what you can let go of, see how you can go deeper, and just let it flow. As you move from comfort to comfortable edge, all the way into relaxation, where you can be without being. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's do one Brahmari to close the posture. Slowly coming up. Keep pushing down those hips and just move side to side. Side to side, side to side. Let it flow. Let it go. Right? This is where you make that permanent lasting change in your right side. You get to work it out, feel it. Right? Bring some circulation, some movement back to that area. All right, fantastic. From here, slowly, gently, switching side. We're going to change it up. Moving on to the left side. So I just flip the legs out in front. Again, going back into a deer pose. Mud to the bolster. Again, just left knee out in front this time. And the left knee comes out. Just sit on the bolster. And then once we sit on the bolster, as you can see, right, just open it up. And then we're going to get nice and comfy into it. Okay, nice and comfy into it. Start to roll it in, left and right, left and right. And you can feel the beautiful support. Sometimes we go from deer pose to pigeon, some from pigeon from deer. It's really, really nice to kind of do this one. This one's nice, the supported pigeon pose, which is nice. I find I got a lot of benefit out of this one because I don't work too hard or too little, right? There's no real push. The effort is less. But again, it's just one of those more familiar poses. So if it's not yet familiar, it can be very difficult. But remember, you still have an ally with that bolster, right? The bolster really makes a difference, even just doing this, like moving the hip from left to right. Good. Now slowly coming into it, coming down onto our forearms. Nice and gentle. As you get down to the forearm, stretch that back leg. Right? Feel, feel, feel. And even more so, slowly lowering down to the ground. And just feel it. That bolster's there to help support you in your journey. Remember, we're working on our sitting position, our cross-leg position. This is one of the ways we do that. This is the part of the hip, sciatic nerve really can be affected, and so pigeon pose is a wonderful way to release all that tension in the back of the hip, all the nerves, all the muscles. As you continue to breathe all the way in, all the way out, you're finding that beautiful, beautiful breath that just feels like it lifts you up. And then pushing it all the way out because you're taking it all out. Full release, full let go, full surrender. Remember, surrender is not giving up, but giving in. That's the beauty of it. So what's the difference between up and in? When I give up to someone else. When I give in to myself. And so our self is trying to overcome ourselves through this practice we call yoga. Surrender, giving in, not giving up. It's a choice, and that's what makes it different. The more you can create that inspiration of circulation and respiration, right? That connection. And as we breathe, we'll receive a lot more prana, energy, oxygen, life, peace and stillness just start to naturally occur. The more you can exhale, the more you can get into the subtle reality of the body. Start to feel that which, holds your back, but also holds you back. Right? All that supports you. And whatever doesn't support you is just a lack of support. So we want to increase that because everything in your body is there to support you. Whatever it isn't, it's a lack of support. It's out of balance in some way, excess or deficiency. And so Balance is the true virtue, the true excellence here. That's the activity we're searching for. Beautiful balance. Good, one more minute. And 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1 Brahmari to finish. Deep breath in. Good, guys. Slowly coming up. And move it around. Nice and slowly, left and right. This is the best part. It's where you create that permanent, lasting change. And again, you might notice that sometimes things get fired up or turn on or get really powerful. Sensation gets strong. If that's the case, right? Ride it out. Sometimes, again, that's why we usually do these little transition moves. When I was learning yin, it was always just, do whatever you want, which is a great thing to do. But it's also nice to offer a few moves that just help with the relief. And again, continuing the stretch because we're still holding the position. So it's the difference in holding from 3 to 5 minutes to 5 to 10 minutes, right? Which is great. So getting more used to it. Being in the posture, being in the struggle. Good, guys. Slowly, gently return back to center, and then soles of the feet once again, either on or off the bolster, side to side. Right, side to side. Just like to come off the bolster and just roll it out on the floor a little bit. Noticing this time the knees are together. Looking in the opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. And 1. Fantastic. Good. From here, back towards the bolster. Nice and wide. Good. We're going to open up our hips one more time in a different way. So again, we started in the cobbler and then we moved to pigeon, pigeon. And now we're going into wide leg dragonfly. Again, we're going to hit this whole area as much as we can. So open up the legs as wide as you can and then start to reach left and right. It's just one of my favorite ways to get into the posture. Again, you can do the bum slide too, open the legs. You can sit up a little bit, right? You can come up on a bolster if that's what feels good, right? But wherever you are, just get into a good position where you can open up and then start to move side to side, right? Stretch it out side to side for your dragonfly. right? Just our little minute, again, just like before, just moving around that energy, because when you move it, you don't lose it. And that's the joy of moving it around, right? The more you flow, the more you can let go. So now that you feel your body, right? It's like kicking up dust. It's the same thing. You get the sensation of what's going within you and around you and how you feel. From this position, slowly start to bring the hands out side to side. And so what you'll start to notice is you're going side to side now, but you're moving forward. And so you start to feel it in different parts of your body. I want you to go with that feeling, because I want you to remember this. So when you practice this week, when you find yourself in the practice this week, that you're able to understand that as you do this move side to side, side to side, side to side, right? You can stop anywhere. You can stop here and breathe. Ooh, right? You can feel it all deep down. Or you can stop over here and breathe. I really, really encourage you to take some time exploring this posture, left and right, and stopping at certain places that call your attention. Okay, 30 more seconds, right? Just playing around left and right. And if you feel somewhere, oh, there it is, just stop and breathe. And again, this is our warm-up. This is the preemptive work. Before we even get into the posture too deep, or through yin, we're trying to just soften the edges as much as possible. And again, that's my real argument as to why we do so much micro movements. And I hope you guys are really enjoying them, because I really do too, like just, straight yin classes. But I really, really enjoy the micro movements in between, because I find it does the deeper work, right? The deeper sifting to find that gold, right? Side to side, because we all have gold within us. That's the yoga, okay? And that gold is consciousness, right? The consciousness of yoga. So let's get into it by beginning with the posture, right? Because posture is step one towards the path of yoga. As we find our way into the posture, well, more into the posture, start to stretch forward, and we're going to do the same move again, right? So again, it's that elbows. And again, I would be dropping my head if I was like you guys and making my way toward the floor, right? But I'm focusing first on my heart, and then I feel it more and more on my body and my back, and then eventually start to drop the head, drop the head, right? And as you drop the head, right, we're dropping it all the way down towards the ground. And you can use your elbows, right? Use your elbows. And again, I like to focus on the heart going forward. Heart. And then eventually my head gets heavier and heavier. And then it's a heart-head movement together, right? The idea is eventually ending up flat on the floor, right? Not that life's going to be any better. Not that you physically possibly can, but that's just the direction we're going. So it's like saying, hey, let's head west, right? The implication is not that we're going to California, right? We don't need to get all the way to the ground. We don't need to go all the way west, but we need to go west in order to head to Toronto. So it's relative. So for today, heading west, right? Heading towards the ground, right? The whole point of that is don't see it as like a California. You're being asked to go to California. No, you're just being asked to go to Toronto, right? So west is not far for us here in Scarborough, right? So allowing us just to come a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further, and then find your yin. Now your yin is the position. For me, this is my yin because I can speak to you here. If I go deeper into it, it's going to start to get muffled, right? But that would be the depth of it. For here, I'm just going to stay here. This is comfortable for me to talk from and teach. So from a teaching position, this is my yin. What's your yin, right? If you're seeing the screen, right, you don't need it anymore. This is the yin time, right? Up until this point, you can look away, but at this point, you want to surrender. What are you surrendering? The view, right? Don't look at the screen. Surrender your eyes. Surrender, the smell of the room. Surrender, the touch of the floor, the mat, right? Surrender the sounds right around you. Focus on the teachings, right? It's not even my voice. It's what's being said, right? That's what's most important. And hopefully it resonates within you, because that's the place that we want to be when we do yin. We want to give in, right? We don't want to give up. So giving in, we lose nothing, because we basically lose to ourselves. If we give up, we lose to another, right? Even if that other is an internal projection, right? That's why it's our own personal best, not to be the best. There is no competition here, right? There is no floor we're moving toward. It's just a direction, like west. It's just down. So breath by breath, like moving toward from your dragonfly. Start to settle in right now. Get nice and deep. Right? Find that practice. Find that surrender. Find that space. Inhaling all the way. Exhaling all the way. Remember to keep your legs straight, but relaxed, right? You should be able to send movement out through your toes if needed. Your legs are straight, but relaxed. Back is getting more relaxed. Opening up the elbows. And again, making that crown of the head towards the floor. Of course, before the crown gets there, focus more on your heart making its way down there. That's going to really help the journey from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And Brahmari to close. Deep breath in. And slowly coming back up. And as you come back up, again, coming back into it the way we started, right? Side to side. You'll feel it. You'll be like, oh God, that wasn't there before. That's a good thing, right? That's the feeling, right? And again, making your way along the floor to the legs. Oh, side to side. I know it hurts, but trust me, this helps more than it hurts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, everyone. Beautiful work. Slowly, slowly close it up. Oh, soles of the feet. And again, windshield wiper it side to side. Right? That can be wide and open. Right? That can be close together. Right? Whatever you prefer now. You can mix up the two. I like to do both. Just one leg and then also bringing both legs. And it's just different. Different feels. Good, fantastic. Okay, so one of the things Jamie and I were talking about the other day was just, the joys of restorative. And one of the biggest things, we personally miss is the restorative classes, right? Where we used to have all our objects and could safely be in the room with all the people, right? The good old days, as we used to call them, right? right? So for now, get back to that a little bit. Let's place the bolster on the tailbone, leaning forward. And again, we're gonna revisit our cobbler pose as we lie down, but first lie down, right? Soles of the feet, get on that bolster, get nice and comfortable. And then once you're nice and comfortable, just bring the soles of the feet together and the knees open up and just allow yourself to be in a perfect heart opening position. So again, bolster to the tailbone and just lie down, get nice and comfortable. If your head is off the bolster, you've gone too far. So just come back down, right? Make sure your head is nice and comfortable in the bolster. Open up your arms super wide. Bring the soles of the feet together. And open and relax. Right, breathing here. Feeling here. And as you breathe here, right, we're pretty comfortable. If you feel any issue with your hips, you can just let your legs go straight. There's no needing to keep it in cobbler. But if you can't keep it in cobbler and get into a good way, that's great, right? And now it's just all about the breath. Try and push as much as you can out and feel that back of your back contract into it. And as you do that, right, over the practice, right, you'll start to get more and more yin, which is less and less sort of clench release, less and less jerking motion, less and less oscillation or disruption, right? Just being here, breathing here, long and peacefully, just releasing all that dissonance, right? All that discomfort, all that dis-ease, all that disappoints, just letting it all go. Just continue to open up the heart. Keep breathing deeply into the heart center. Right? If you don't know what I mean, just breathe with your mouth. Right? You'll feel it. Right? Breathe deep into it. And then with every exhale, as it continues to relax, notice that the hips are staying more and more opened in a relaxed way. Or they might be getting louder and louder. That sensation of being open like this might be too much. Right? Which I would encourage you just to come out. Just straighten your legs and just come out. But you can keep holding it. Great. It's all part of our practice. Right? Feel that heart center. Good. Now, we're going to stay in this position, yin style, with the heart opening, but we're just going to bring the knees closer together, walk the feet out wide, and just bring the knees closer together, and just hold them here for a moment. So it's an internal rotation. So the knees drop inward, right? You can even move them left and right a little bit, but the feet are wider than the knees. And then breathe here. Good, very, very good. Right, the heart continues to open up. Now we're going to do something a little bit different with the legs. Bring the left leg where the right leg is, and then cross the right over the left. Right, we're still doing our heart opener. Okay, if this is as far as you can go, great. If you'd like to go to the next level, just see if you can scoot the leg underneath. This is called eagle legs. Good, once you got your eagle legs, curl upward and give them a little squeeze. Right, if you don't have eagle legs, you have shoelace legs, which are equally as good. All right, so either one, just bringing it in, bringing it in, bringing it in, and then finding place on the floor. Lean back, open up your arms. Okay, so the right leg is over the left. So now this time the left arm over the right. So left over right. Right, my left is over my right, and then I cross again. For some of you, that's as far as you go, but for the others, all three. And then pull those elbows down, bring those knees into a comfortable position. And hold. And imagine sitting down in eagle, sitting down on your heels, right? That's the beauty of eagle pose, right? And we're doing it in a very yin way today. I bet you've never done eagle pose in a heart-opening bolster before, right? But this is the whole path, right? From the heart opener, you can see where the eagle emerges, right? This is a standing position, right? If you can do it here and it feels good here, then it's going to feel a lot better when attempting to do it. Good, slowly releasing your eagle. Open up your arms. And then open up the legs. This time, we did right over left, so this time we do left over right. Bring the left leg. Did I do that before? Yeah, bring the right leg towards the left leg. And this time left goes on top. And again, if it can't go underneath, that's okay. But if it can, that's great. Right? You're just working toward it. Good, whether you have eagle legs or you have the open legs, bring it in. Shoelace legs, we call them. Just bring it in a couple times, feel, feel, feel. Good, let your leg go into the floor. Open up your arms. This time the left leg is on top. So now the right leg, the right arm on top. Cross, cross again. It's like backhand, right? Backhand, and then back to a clap. Yay. And holding on to the posture. Feel like you're squeezing everything. I teach my YTTers with a bow staff, right? You take a bow staff and then you just squeeze it like a fire pole with all the crossing, right? That's the best part, right? That's the good feelings. You can just imagine a center line that you just keep crossing over every time your body interlocks, right? It's really pulling, and that's the whole point as we hold the posture. Slowly uncurling, right? And just open it all up now. 5 points or more of a traditional heart opener. Again, this position is always available the whole time. So if we're just joining you right now, great. And then one last minute here, just opening up that heart center. increase circulation through respiration. Become a superhighway of love, of energy, of awareness, of health, of wellness, of truth, whatever your intention is. Good. Final one, deep Brahmari. Beautiful work. Slowly, slowly from here, just roll onto your right side. Remove that bolster from underneath. Come back down onto our backs and bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Again, just spend a minute here, just rolling around on the floor, right? Just getting into a good way. Right. The best part about being on the floor is that, again, you're being your own natural chiropractor, working from within. Oh, right, just feel around, play. Again, flattening the back. It's just like rolling bread, right? Or pizza dough, right? Same feeling, just getting it nice and flat. And again, that takes work, right? That work is, but the flattening, right? Getting it down towards that ground. Good. From here, when you're ready, lift up, reach in between your toes, and come into a happy baby. Right? If happy baby is too much today, right? Come down into stirrup. Just relax it. And you don't have to hold the outside feet. Just hold your ankles. And again, just Spider-Man. It also feels really, really good. Okay, but happy baby is a little bit more intense. Again, really good for our backs, really good for our bodies. It's a wonderful position to begin with. It's also a wonderful position to end with. It's just one of those postures. Just feels great. As we open up those hips, breathing all the way in. And then on the exhale, right, the arms go heavy. And the legs just slowly, slowly make their way down, down, down towards the floor. Breathing all the way in and all the way out as you search for that comfortable edge. And the breath literally is that edge. It's not a set place. Again, I feel like I'm on my comfortable edge here because I'm with my breath and I'm able to teach and everything feels very yogic, right? But if I press down, I force myself, right? Yeah, I can do it, but it's very, like again, it's very manipulated. It's very forced, right? For what? For an inch or two that, I could injure. I might be going too far, too deep. It's going to burn me out, make me stop liking yoga in a year, so I don't do it for the rest of my life, right? Why? And again, I'm only telling this because I've made this mistake. early in my 20s. When I started yoga, it was 18. There was very few, yoga studios, let alone yoga teachers, right? There was very little on the internet, right? Everything was just beginning. Again, the old days. Now the beauty is we get to share this from the comfort of our home, live, online. It's incredible. We're all in the same posture together. That's the best part. So let's connect with one more Brahmari, and we're going to do one more posture before we finish in Shavasana. So deep breath in. Beautiful, guys. Slowly bringing the feet back down and then towards the floor. Ooh, windshield wiper those legs outside to side. Again, we've put tons of energy into this region today, so I just want to finish it with one final move, and that's going to be our bridge pose. It's important that we all do this today, given the sequence we went through. But if you know you're going to have difficulty, then put the bolster underneath your hip from now. And if you know that you're going to have difficulty, if there's injury, if there's pain or something, just start from here, and then you can lift from here. For everyone else, right, you're not using the bolster, you're just going to start to lift from here. You can dig your elbows into the floor. Again, weight into the shoulders, my head is free, right, free to relax. And then from here, if you wish, bring your arms underneath, walk your elbows closer and closer, arms get straighter and straighter, and it helps you to push up. I like to change my feet up, try different positions, because I want to bring that up. You see the difference? And then once it's up, it stays up. That's the hard part. That's also the fun part. Right? Getting better and better at it. Good. Breathing here, feeling here. Really feel that happy Buddha belly. That Buddha belly doesn't mean you're not strong. It actually is the opposite. It means you're very strong. Because if you could feel it, lift it, and hold it, you could feel yourself expanding. Exhale, hold through it. As it collapses downward, you can feel yourself maybe even lowering. Don't resist. Push back up. Feel the different weights in the foot, whether it's in the heels or the toes, and press evenly through the feet so the hips lift up, right? Again, everything has to be relaxed, and you just have to put all your attention on the areas that are important. What's that? Hips lift, right? All the way, all the time. Good, let's go for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one, full Shavasana. And just lay out full Shavasana. Right, that's the best part. Just letting go, letting be. And as you open up the palms, right, to the ceiling, see through the ceiling and into the sky. Just feel your presence on the earth. A special place to be on the earth. Not Saturn, not Venus, not the moon, right? On the earth. Wow. right? So cool. And to be here together, right? And just keep whispering peaceful affirmations to yourself until you just become peace itself. Right? Peace is a state of union, right? There's no opposites that are pulling one or the other. It's just union and communion. So I'll take a deep breath in and hold that breath for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, let it go. Good. Slowly twinkle your fingers like stars. Roll out through the ankles. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Put your arms up over your head. Do just a very small number of pelvic tilts. Right? Not too much. It's going to be a little sore. Just enough to feel like it's going to get active again. Good. And rolling left to right, and whatever side you wish. Coming up with helping hands. Hands up with helping hands. Let's find our way. Again, in a comfortable seated position. And once we get to that seated position, let's bring the soles of our palms together. Right. Start to create some good energy in the body. Up and down. If there's any pain, any discomfort, right, just let it go, let it flow through you. And it's way easier to visualize a sensation, right, from the outside in than it is from the inside out, right? We can see it. So we're seeing this with our eyes. And then you want to imagine that this is what we're doing to everything inside of us that doesn't feel super warm. Maybe something's cold or offline, right? Or unloved, or there's a lack of something, right? You just go into it. Maybe there's abundance of something that needs to be molded, right? Patterned. Basically, the joy of this is just to get inside yourself and start to look around and be your own doctor, right? Be your own caretaker is actually the better phrase, right? Someone who cares about you, right? That's you, right? Most people don't care about themselves, and some people care too much about themselves. So what do we want, right? Just the right amount of care, right? We want to be interested in the self, right? Not self-interested. Good. Just let it flow. Let those palms open up, right? Feel, feel, feel. And again, feel this great interest for yourself, right? It's a fascinating thing. And you were born you, right? Some people feel that, this is the right or the wrong, or this is the good, or this is the bad, or this is the only, right? It doesn't matter, right? Clear your mind and just focus on your heart. As my teacher, Uncle Jeff, taught me, the mind empty is the heart, Alex, not the other way, right? So when the mind is empty, the heart is full. And that beautiful teaching is what we're sitting in right now. Good, let's honor it by slowly chanting the mantra Om nice and strong and bringing our palms together. Deep breath in. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. In your hearts, in your lives, in everything that you see, are, and be. The divine in me sees and shares the divine in you, in love, with love, through love. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, guys. Be well.